Hello, and welcome back
Hi.
once more. Hi. This is
I'm ready.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
Hi. Yeah, no, this is gonna be great.
Someone's excited.
Look, last week we just did Avatar: The Last Airbender. All right, probably my favorite show. Period. This is my second. Every day as a child I was on CartoonNetwork.com.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Playing every single game they had for this show.
Fuck. I remember that one where you were the fighting one.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are ready because this is going to be fun.
Yeah. As always, spoiler warning and a warning for content. We are all at least of legal age here. I can't say anything for us being adults.
Well, yeah, accurate.
We are all of legal age. There may be mature content or themes, and we will not shy away from discussing them.
Yeah, slash language.
Yeah, so let's get fucking started.
Teen Titans, baby, let's go!
And we are talking about the version that came out in 2003, not Teen Titans Go.
Because that can just go away.
Yes, it can.
Yes, Teen Titans Go.
They lied to it. Honestly,
They
I think
lied.
people hate it more just because Cartoon Network's like, Teen Titans is coming back, y'all! And then they did that.
Yeah, and it was a parody. It's not like the same show.
I'm like, as a parody, if you watch it, it's like, it's fine.
I do,
but
the one thing that I do like is that they break that wall where it's like, oh yeah, you're just a remake.
Exactly. They do it a couple of times too, and I love it.
They do. It's funny. It is funny. It's a good parody. It's just, and this goes for me included, a lot of us thought that it was going to be a continuation of this show that we absolutely loved, and that's how they presented it.
That's how they presented it. That's how they presented it. Yep.
Yeah.
That was the problem. Was like, yeah, Teen Titans coming back, and they were like,
It's like way too silly.
it's
a completely different thing.
It's a completely different thing.
Literally it flipped 180 and then it went and fried itself all the way to.
Yeah, because to be fair, I watched it and like at first I hated it because I wanted Teen Titans, right? But then I looked at it as like how I watch a Gumball or like any other kids Cartoon Network show that comes out nowadays, and I'm like, okay, viewing it from that point, it's funny. Viewing it from the point of I grew up on Teen Titans, they said they're bringing Teen Titans back, and this is what I have. I was pissed.
We forgot to introduce ourselves. I'm Ron.
Oh yeah, I was about to get into that. I'm Luna,
I'm Hermione.
Fred.
And Peeves.
and I hope you guys are ready.
Okay.
to go to Jump City and put the sorting hat on a few people that we run across.
Okay, so I had a preliminary look at your list. You're definitely gonna have to tell me about some of the characters.
Oh, that's fine.
This was a long ass fucking time ago, and I did not watch it before this.
I get it. I rewatched it like a month ago, so I have so many freshness.
Where?
Oh, DC
the
Universe.
DC,
It's a
yeah.
DC streaming service.
Again, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get you that info.
We will, of course, give you the information on which to sign up for your own accounts because we do not endorse sharing the accounts officially on this channel.
Right.
Okay, so Netflix knows that that's what people do.
Well, I mean, hey, Netflix gives you profiles.
That's the thing. That's
for
true. So
families to share
Yes.
the account. But
Yes.
officially,
Oh, that's
having
so
your
good.
own account for shit is really nice because then you don't have to share your guilty watching pleasures with other
Accurate.
people.
That's accurate. That's so true.
I don't need people to know what I'm watching. I also have, like, to annoy certain people on... Because I pay for the fucking account, okay?
Fair.
Just to annoy certain people, I would go into their account and, like, start watching a bunch of
Nice.
Yeah.
Because then that F's up all of their recommendeds too. Because like then they start recommending them random shit.
They annoyed me.
I pay for their.
Fool.
Fair.
I can ruin your whole life. I deleted the whole account.
Oh no! I wouldn't go that
Well, no,
far.
and then restart your own and don't tell them. That's
I just changed the password, okay?
See,
There
that's
you
the
go. There you
Ravenclaw
go.
answer. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'm deleting the whole thing and I'm gonna make my own again.
And it depends how far they piss me off.
Okay. Anyway. Teen Titans
You can find
was
Teen
set
Titans.
in early 2000s, Jump City.
Woo.
It was released July 19th, 2003.
So long ago.
Yeah.
After I moved to this country.
Oh yeah! Wow!
Oh.
My
Wow!
brother was 2 years old.
Precisely.
Yeah. So Jump City, I also because I was trying to figure out where it was. It's like West Coast Metropolis is how
Kinda
people
that
describe
kinda-
it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind is it West Coast? Mm-hmm. That's right, because then there's Titans East, which is later.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. I don't know why I always thought it was East Coast.
Yeah. No, they're
Because
West.
almost
Where
everything
Arkham
is
City
set
is.
in
Everything DC is like New
East
York.
Coast.
Yeah, that's
Over
why.
there, like around
Yeah.
that area, but then we're randomly
Because
on the,
the West
California.
Coast is too chill for that shit.
Well, to be fair, if you were Robin trying to run away from Batman, where would you go?
Yeah.
The other side of the fucking country.
This is true.
You know what though? I think it's like the best setting for Beast Boy and Cyborg.
Oh, true, because they're just like so high all the time playing video games
Yeah,
and eating.
with the munchies.
Oh, they're just with the
Hell
munchies all the
yeah.
goddamn time.
Oh, hell yeah.
I claim Beast Boy as a homeboy though.
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
I was-
You're a
oh.
Beast Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know Cyborg had the PS5 like
Of course, but
3
I
years
mean-
before they invented it.
Okay, different type of homeboy.
That's what I was like. I'm going in Cyborg's room and I'm just everything because I want to know how you built that, and how you built that.
It's like, I used me.
Cyborg was the PS5, dude.
He created.
He was the PS5.
Oh my god. All right, so you guys know the dealio. We're gonna go through the characters that we have selected for Teen Titans, put the sorting hat on their head, discuss their actions, their reactions to different scenarios, and most importantly, the core of why they do what they do in the series. We're gonna put them in a Hogwarts house.
Yep.
So we're gonna start off with the main five. First off, we have.
Robin.
Let's go.
Oh shit.
He could be a Slytherin or a Gryffindor.
I know.
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Cause like
He convinced his whole team that he was like sick or whatever, so he could go play bad guy, so he could bring down Slade.
he did that real well too. He did it so
He
well.
does
that
some
when-
sneaky shit.
He does exactly where the Slytherin comes in because he's Batman. He's fucking like what? How old is he in this movie? In the show?
Who fucking
a
knows?
teen.
They never
He's
said.
a teen. So he's like probably like 13, 14-year-old Batman.
I don't want to say he's that young though.
I think he's one of the younger. I know Beast Boy is like 13. Beast Boy is
Yeah.
the youngest one, and I think Cyborg's the oldest. Raven.
Cyborg
And
is
Cy-
probably like 17.
Cyborg's like 17, 18, and then because he goes in the Justice League directly after he leaves
Yeah.
the Titans, so he's at least of legal age at some point near here.
Yeah. I want to say like
Maybe 15?
Raven is probably
16,
16ish.
give or take. Stereotypical
What about
angst.
Starfire.
Starfire is apparently old enough in her home planet to get married. So I'd say
So
she's
six-
at least 15, 16, and
Yeah.
I'd say they'd put Robin around the same age.
Probably around the same age, so they're probably
Yeah, because they have like a.
I feel like I looked this
They
up
have a
before, but I
romance.
definitely forgot. But I want to say those are about the ages.
I don't remember the ages at all.
But 'cause
yeah, no,
they don't
I'd
make a
say-
point of it in the show.
I'd say Slytherin.
I honestly let's go into it though. Let's explain why we're gonna say Slytherin because we have to
Because
give
Robin.
That's Robin.
we have to give people the
Robin.
reason. So yes,
Well, what you said, because
he faked a sickness to get close to a bad guy while also playing a bad guy.
Yes.
Great, but he also went around and became Slade's apprentice, so his friends wouldn't die.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
He's loyal to his and
people
his
to
own.
people he cares
Exactly.
about.
But the rest of the world can go get fucked.
True. And then he wanted to be okay. This is probably one of my favorite episodes for Robin is when he went up the mountain to learn from the Grand Master of martial arts, and he got beat the crap out of by that one bald guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "How did you beat me?" Because I trained with the Grand Master. Huh? And then went on a world traveling adventure to go freaking find this guy,
Yeah.
just so he could beat the crap out of this guy because he didn't losing that much.
Yeah, that's some petty ass shit. And I mean, you know, Slytherins can be a little petty sometimes.
There's some petty
Just a little
motherfuckers.
bit.
We can be
That's
just a
where
tiny
there's a
bit.
tiny bit of Slytherin in me that's like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna come back and just
Exactly.
you'll fucking see.
We're some petty motherfuckers. And so
That's where the Slytherin comes
fair.
out into. I can be petty as fuck.
Yeah.
He's also like, and I know you made this point on the Avatar one last week, natural born leader. He
Yes.
took the
Also-
reins like that on the freaking pilot episode.
Yeah, that's a given. Also, he was trained by, I want to say, a Gryffindor.
Batman.
Oh, Batman's 100% a Slytherin.
Batman's a
Slytherin?
Slytherin.
Are you sure?
Oh, Batman's worse than he is.
I know. I mean, he's not in Teen Titans, but
Superman is a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
your comparisons. Right
there
there.
it is. Okay.
Superman's the Gryffindor. Batman is.
Okay.
I know. I don't like the binary, but the
I
opposite.
wanted.
What's up?
Have you guys gotten into?
We have not done any
No.
juicy.
Okay.
We've
Trust
only
me.
done
So this
Disney.
is-
We have a
Nine-
lot to cover.
Up till this
Yeah.
point, we have only done
Okay,
Disney.
well, I'll leave that.
Well, up
I'll leave
until
that to
last
another
week.
conversation.
Yes.
But yeah, I will.
But I
just
just want to say,
yeah.
like, because of who he was trained by, that definitely brought out
Oh, easily.
like
Yeah.
those traits.
Yeah.
I would definitely say too. There's arguments to be made for different incarnations of that. It is
Well, there are.
again spoiler for
Yes.
anyone who doesn't know. It is heavily implied in one of the episodes that this is Dick Grayson.
Well,
as
yeah,
opposed to
because
the other
well, it was
Robin.
the main reason you can have is that little dude. Who did they end up calling him?
He was back. His name was Dick Grayson backwards.
Backwards, yeah. But what did they actually do with what did they end up calling him? I fucking forgot.
They called him whatever it was.
No, because he was like, but you can just call me this because none of them can say whatever's backwards. Larry. They call him Larry because he
That's
changed
right,
his
that's
R
right.
to an L.
That's right.
He was a magical Robin from a different universe, and he's like, yeah, I'm Dick Grayson backwards. Like that was his name. So I was like, oh well, there you go.
But the argument could even be made for different incarnations of Dick Grayson. It could
Easily.
be made for different houses. But the specific incarnation, this specific Robin, is
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I accept.
Okay, I
Okay.
have a side post. So I know he was only in one episode on Teen Titans. Nightwing. This version of Nightwing, when Starfire went to the future,
It's the same person.
I know, but his attitude seems so different than when he was younger.
I don't remember.
He's just
this
been
episode.
hardened.
That's fair.
I cannot say because I do not remember.
That's fair. But
Okay.
yeah,
Next, Starfire, who I love. This was my favorite character as a kid.
second for me. No,
Yeah.
I kind of want to say Hufflepuff.
I do, but only because of the negative stereotypes I put on Hufflepuff sometimes.
She's too earthly innocent.
Yeah,
I'd want to say Gryffindor.
I want to say
honestly.
Gryffindor.
Where my head was going.
Because I said earthly innocent because she's not
She's-
that innocent in her world.
Where she
She's
knows
a
stuff.
fish out of
Yeah.
water.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
not from here.
So
Is-
that's
is
the only
problem.
like the traits that come out as Hufflepuff is because she's she's not knowledgeable on Earth culture.
Yeah.
And honestly,
That's
the only
why.
she wasn't even like sent to Earth. She didn't go to Earth because she wanted to. She was imprisoned by those dudes in space. If you go back to the
Yeah.
episode where they showed how they all met, she was imprisoned, escaped, and landed on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was kind of just stuck there.
Yeah.
Or like even that episode with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Which we will get to.
She knew like her sister, everything that her sister was going to try to do,
Yep.
and that was all ulterior motives and all of that shit. So
Yep.
she's not completely like naive and innocent, and which are the Hufflepuff tropes.
That.
Yeah.
The trope is a good
It's a
word for
trope.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's also too because if you go also another example, the episode where the other alien guy comes down, the guy that's the episode about I love this show because they weren't afraid to be like fuck racism in this show.
I remember
The
that.
silver dude, he kept calling her truck, and she's like, "That's basically their
Valior.
that thank you." And it's basically that's our version of the N word
Yeah.
for us, and,
Which
and
was
of course
such
Cyborg.
a good episode.
Such a good episode. I fucking hated everybody on the Titans team that episode until the end.
Okay, no, I didn't because they just didn't know, and poor Starfire was having to deal with it, but she didn't tell them.
That's
the second
true.
she did, the
Yeah.
second she did, they went,
Oh, and fucking excuse you. Yeah.
Yeah.
He basically he's like what's his name? Loves his own face. Harry Potter.
Lockhart.
Lockhart. He was like the Lockhart who just got everybody
Yeah.
under his spell
Yeah.
until you get a little closer and realize
That he's full of shit.
exactly. But I think I gotta put her in Gryffindor.
I think Gryffindor. She's very blunt and she's very straightforward and she's very emotions on her sleeve, which she has to be for the way that her powers work.
True. That her powers. I love that episode to read about her.
Yeah.
How her and Raven's powers both work on emotions, but like opposite spectrums of how they work.
I loved that.
Yeah.
Great episode.
So
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, it does take a lot to thrive in a planet you know nothing of.
She became easily one of their strongest heroes.
Yeah.
Side note, my favorite part is when in the Origins episode when she pops up and then just like hardcore makes out with Robin to get the language.
Okay, but I'm gonna put it out there. Who here among us would not want that power?
I mean, yes.
Because she only has to kiss him once.
Oh, would not want that part? No, I do want
She
that part.
kisses him once, and then flew in that language the rest of her life.
I know, it's not fair.
Imagine!
Language, huh?
Just English.
Yeah.
So you have to go make out with people to get
So-
acquire different languages.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fluent in Spanish?
Venga, papa.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen is it Flashpoint? I don't know. It's a DC movie and I don't remember what it was. It was either Teen Titans or it was Flashpoint.
Okay.
But it tells the same story of the Titans meeting Starfire, but they're a little bit older. It's told a little bit differently. And there's this one scene where she kisses him to get the language, and then all the other boys are like, I took 2 years of Spanish. I took French.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh my god, what was that?
I don't remember. It was either Flashpoint or it was...
It wasn't Flashpoint, because Flashpoint only touched on Justice League members and how their world was different.
So wait,
I can't remember. I just know it was one of them.
What would she have to do if she wanted to learn sign language? Shake hands?
I would like to point out that all of us here are or have been interpreters, so this is not like a
Aspiring.
Gone through.
We've been there.
Aspiring interpreters.
Wish I could have learned that language easy.
Oh my god, it would
God.
have made my life so much easier
Imagine
for the 4 years it took us to get
Oh
through
my
that program.
god.
Oh my god.
Just imagine being able to like walk up to our main teacher.
Dude.
Hi, nice to meet you. All right, I'm the best in the class now. Let's go.
Dude, fuck yeah. But you know what though? Something that we definitely learned throughout that program is that language is not just like the words or the signs,
True.
the phonemes, and all of those.
Very true.
It has a lot to do with culture, which she did
So-
not absorb.
Yeah,
But-
that I
Through
love
the
because they still have
kids.
her speech is still kind of stilted and awkward. And it's because she didn't absorb the culture; she only absorbed the language.
So I guess
which
that
is
would
really
be the
interesting.
thing. Yeah. I mean,
Because
yeah.
culture has so much nuance.
Exactly. It has so much influence on language.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
I like it.
Okay.
I love
Anyways.
Starfire.
And Starfire's amazing.
She is.
Next up on the list, Raven.
My favorite character. By
Raven.
far my favorite character.
I love Raven. She's awesome.
What is she? I think
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where she brought a wizard back from one of the books she got trapped in? She basically did what Harry and Ginny did to Tom Riddle.
She did. That's right.
There's a book talking to me. I love this guy. Let me bring him out of the book real quick.
That's
Shit.
right.
And he turned out to be one of the most evil people ever.
So she got tricked by a book.
She got tricked by a book.
Just like Ginny.
Just like Ginny.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she loves books, and a lot of her magic is yes based on emotion, but also based on the knowledge that she spent most of her childhood surrounded by the people who taught her, and she studied, and she surrounded her bedroom is a library.
Yeah.
Okay. Ravenclaw.
I think she's a
Anyone who
Ravenclaw.
has a library in their room.
I'm sorry,
is a Ravenclaw.
yeah. Unless you chose to be a
I
Gryffindor
mean-
like Hermione, you're a Ravenclaw.
I
Or if
have-
you use that knowledge for evil, like I do.
You
become
right?
me.
You right. You is not wrong because your room is definitely a library.
Oh fuck.
And I'm so
I just realized that.
Shit. I'm a Slytherin. I really am.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Here's the thing is Raven though is very much she is straightforward and she's more about the knowledge and she doesn't always know the right way to use it. And I feel like
True.
she's more just about the
And
knowledge for
I
knowledge.
feel
And
like
it's
she's
not-
not super ambitious.
No. She just kinda
She
wants to get
doesn't-
along.
She wants to get along to be
doesn't
alone.
have like an ultimate goal.
No.
Except for to hide from her father.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for like surviving and doing what she wants away from her father.
Exactly.
So I don't feel like she's a Slytherin.
I don't think she'd be Slytherin.
No. I was
She's
thinking
cunning
you
and
were like,
Oh,
oh yeah, everyone
If
who
you
has
have
a
a-
library, and I was
if
like,
you have a
well, I
library-
do.
Well, actually, that's a
You
great
actually
point.
do, and you have it very well organized. I was gonna say like I have a fucking wall. I'm like, yeah, your whole fucking room.
You have like
I would not
3 different
I would not be
bookshelves.
surprised to like lift up like the comforter from your bed and like just see stacks of books down there.
Well, and
I
she
have a
also like
small
has
problem.
her bookshelf organized by like.
I've worked in a bookstore
For
This
how
is
long?
for
now?
how
Like
long? Like 5, 6 years now?
5.5 years.
Yeah, I get it.
Dude. I mean, given if I worked in a bookstore, my room would probably look like yours, just like books everywhere, bookshelves and stacks of books
That's
on top
fair.
of the bookshelves where
That's fair.
you just can't have any more.
Yep,
Yeah.
I understand.
Okay, so Ravenclaw.
but I gotta go
Raven's
Ravenclaw.
going to Ravenclaw.
It's in the name. How do we not even?
Well, I mean, I didn't want to. I
don't
don't
wanna
want to
base it.
trope it.
I know, but she
You
is hardcore.
Yes.
This is just side knowledge that I forgot to tell you guys from last week's. Gryffindor has been associated with the element of fire, and we put the Fire Lord and his family all in Gryffindor, and I just thought that was kind of interesting.
That's
I
why
love
I
it.
said,
Yeah.
wow, how fucking interesting that this.
I love that. I didn't even realize that. That's beautiful.
Yeah. I
That
kind
is
of noticed
so
halfway
exciting.
through. Once we put Azula and Zuko both in there, I kind of realized, I went, oh, I'm not going to say anything until after we put Ozai where he's going to go, because I don't want to influence them.
And
Yeah.
he was,
But I just thought that was really interesting.
That's funny.
But yeah, that just kind of linked to, I'll put it in this one, because that just kind of linked to Raven and Ravenclaw. You don't want to like do it based off of like their name or like where they,
Where they should be.
where they should be.
Where it looks right.
So I just thought that was really interesting about
sounds right,
last week
yeah.
and this week, and when
Yep.
we brought that up.
Which
Anyways,
through our Disney ones, you will realize where you think most people go is probably not where they're going to end up.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie, you're like, oh, they're definitely in that. If you think about it, it's probably not where they're going to be.
Nope.
all right.
Usually your gut instinct is wrong.
It's typically wrong with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the
But
sorting,
sometimes it just is.
because the sorting hat, they have to go through their mind and their heart to be able to place them. It's not just a look at you. Okay.
And some people, it's like really easy. It's like, oh, as soon as they're on their head,
It
oh,
barely
Gryffindor!
touched his
Yeah.
hair
Yes,
before he got
people
to.
wear their hearts on their sleeves.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, you really can't hide your emotions.
And
And then there's Harry that had a whole bunch of shit in his head. And
Yeah, that was
Like-
And there was
like
a,
a
there
lit-
was a start of
like a literal shard of Voldemort's soul.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
Next up is Beast Boy, who was also one of my favorites.
God.
Second favorite.
This is my favorite.
I love Beast Boy.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Oh,
Puff puff pass.
Hufflepuff all the way.
Yeah,
He's
He's a
push
puff,
you
puff, puff.
into the kitchen.
he's a puff
Yeah,
boy. He's
he
a puff
kinda
boy.
is.
Yeah.
He's
Tickle the peach. He would be like the kind of be like, oh yeah, just tickle the peach.
true.
Oh my god.
All right, okay, here we go. We gotta give some explanations here. The episode where Beast Boy went crazy. He got doused in a bunch of chemicals and turned into a werewolf man.
Yeah.
And
He
still
was still trying to protect
Raven. Yeah.
He was a primal beast in that episode. It was still like, I'm not letting you hurt her.
And he turns into animals, so he becomes vegetarian, which is really cute.
That's also, yeah, he's like,
Which again, one of my favorite episodes because he had to work at a butcher shop.
I
Just killed him, and I'm just the whole time I'm like, it's okay.
He's like, I want the Vespa. I just want that Vespa. I'm like, you poor man.
There's
That poor
other jobs
baby.
out there than a butcher shop.
I know.
I'm like, dude, just go to get a different job.
Go looking at the pizza shop you eat at every single fucking day.
Oh my god.
But I do love the line he told Cyborg. He's like, why don't you eat meat? Dude, I've been half of those animals. And I'm like, I love you. The episode where he turned into a dog and got kidnapped by the giant alien guy.
Oh, that one made me sad too.
And he was trying to escape, yeah, but then he was just so heartbroken. And he gave him he found his actual pet and gave it to him still. And I'm like, I love you, BB.
He's
I
such,
love you,
he's such a
BB.
good guy.
How much he was okay.
And he is pretty hardworking too. As much
He's
as you
a very
wouldn't think it,
hardworking dude.
yeah.
because of the way he like speaks and carries himself, you wouldn't think he is, but he is very
Because he's also
hardworking.
the slob.
He's the
I mean,
slob.
I just think he has like a very very serious case of ADHD.
I was about to say,
yeah.
I see a lot of like, as someone who has ADHD, I see a lot of traits in him that are like, and being a slob is part of that, and being, you know, whatever else is part. And I see a lot of those traits in him, but he is still a very hardworking
individual.
guy.
Yeah.
And he's very loyal, and he loves his friends, and he loves his family. Tara. He loves Tara, and he never once, when everybody else turned their back on her, he never once
He only
does.
turned his back on her when she tried to kill him, and then he immediately went back.
Yeah, exactly.
And then also, too, when in the episode like we spoke about before, where they first meet, he's the one that's like, wait, aren't we going to do this as a group, guys? And everybody's like, okay, we did our job, and they start leaving. He's like, can I come with you? Can I come with you?
He's a creature.
Please let me come with you. And I'm like, because he just left his group.
Sorry about that, guys. We had our food show up, so we took a quick break to eat, and now getting back to Beast Boy.
So right when they first meet Beast Boy, he's basically fresh off. He's still wearing the mask. He is fresh off of leaving the Doom Patrol, which were like his family. Because we meet them again later in season 5.
I don't think I ever watched Doom Patrol.
Oh, I haven't seen the show, but they show up.
It wasn't a separate thing. They just show up.
Okay.
In season 5, like the season 5 bad guys are like the main bad guys that he used to fight when with his original group.
I should say it wasn't a separate thing in the Teen Titans universe. Doom Patrol is its own separate thing, and that's a whole other thing that we're not talking about today.
Yes.
For the Teen Titans universe, there wasn't like a connected show called Doom Patrol that he started with.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So like you get to see a bit of history. That's when Cyborg learns his name is Garfield because he runs into one of his original members of the Doom Patrol where he first got started before he met the Teen Titans. And they were his family, and he was just loyal to a fault to all of them, just like he was to the Titans.
And the thing about the Doom Patrol is that they're mostly heroes, some anti-heroes, led by a guy who's maybe not so great.
Fair.
And especially in this universe is not great. And Beast Boy is still super crazy loyal to him just because, you know, that's the guy who took care of him. And
yeah, because in the Teen Titans, I know how they do it in Young Justice. In Teen Titans, was he born green or did he turn green? Do they explain it?
oh, I don't remember. I think he was born green in Teen Titans. I don't remember.
He's an alien, right?
I don't think so.
No?
I think he's like what I would call DC Universe's version of a mutant, but like he's a superhero.
For comparison, in Young Justice, he was a normal kid, and then he got attacked and was dying and needed a transfusion. He got a transfusion from a Martian, and that's what gave him his powers.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's his origin story.
Yes, in at least Young Justice, which
I'm not
is a
sure
different
how
show.
they exactly.
And there's a couple of different origin stories for him as well. There's stuff like that, scientific experiment. He got, pulled into a lab.
I think the scientific experiment's the one they did for Teen Titans, but I'm not sure. It's my only problem.
No, Teen Titans. I don't
know if they ever actually explained it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
You know what? I think it was. Wasn't it the dad? Or not the dad? I say the dad of the family or whatever of Doom Patrol. Wasn't he the one? Actually, now that I'm thinking about who did it?
I want to look into it some more, but that might very well be true.
I have to look this up.
And even then, he was still loyal to them because they were the ones who accepted. When you're 12 and green, you're not gonna have exactly a lot of friends.
True.
Right? And they took him in under their wing, trained him how to fight, trained him how to use his powers better. And even later on, when he meets him after he's with the Titans, they even train him even more on how to use his powers. And it's great. Because you get to really see him do things he wasn't able to do prior afterwards. And so, again, I gotta say, he's a puff.
He's definitely a puff.
He's a puff. Yep.
Got it. Beast Boy's parents, Mark and Marie Logan, were geneticists that would travel the jungles of the world to study their wildlife. Beast Boy was brought up in the jungles of Brazil, Africa, India, and several other places. The Logans particularly became interested in a rare species of green monkeys. But the day they finally found them, something terrible happened. Beast Boy was bitten by one of the monkeys and contracted a serious illness called Sakutia. To save him, his parents attempted to cure him with a new serum, which bestowed him with his shape-changing abilities. As a side effect, his skin, hair, and eyes turned green. Yep. So similar to Young Justice.
Very similar to Young Justice, yeah.
Just not Martian, it was a serum that his parents gave him.
Correct.
And I want to say that one's more common, because I remember thinking that was like the common kind of origin for him.
That definitely does make more sense than Martian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, because Martian Manhunter's a thing.
And then later his parents died, which was sad. It says they died in a boating accident. and then he joined the Doom
You sure this
Patrol.
isn't Disney?
Oh my god!
Killing off the parents.
Right.
Just a.
I mean, you know what? DC is a very parentless universe.
True.
Well, yeah. How else are you gonna have a teenage superhero? Their parents can't be fucking
Hey,
alive. They'd be the
Miles,
worst
what's
parents
his
ever.
name?
Miles Morales.
Yeah, Miles Morales has 2 loving parents.
Peter Parker. I mean, while he didn't have parents, he had an aunt and uncle that were around.
The uncle got
Died.
killed.
Yeah, the uncle
right?
still died.
His uncle
His
killed.
parents died, and then his uncle died.
This is
And
But
then
he
his
still had a-
girlfriend died.
All of his girlfriends died.
We only saw the beginning of that, though, too. We don't know. I don't know how long Miles Morales' parents live in the comics.
In the comics,
'cause
I'm not sure. But
No clue.
it's been a minute. I don't remember.
I haven't read his comics. I played the.
I've read some of them.
I mean, I've only
I
watched the movie.
I do not have the
Great.
attention span for the comics for the most part, but like every so often, like especially because I'm at work, I sometimes like when it's slow, I'll like grab one and read
That's
through
fair.
it.
I
'Cause
get it.
It's a comic. It takes me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I would do the same thing.
I mean, I'm just jealous of the fact that you work in a bookstore. I don't want that whole vibe, but I
want to be surrounded by books all
want to be
day.
surrounded by books. I should just be a librarian. That's
There
what
you
I
go.
should
There you
be.
go.
Fun.
My mom
go.
used to be a librarian. She said it was one of her favorite jobs she's ever had.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
but I have to
imagine.
have like a degree and shit.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hell?
Don't you basically already have one? Just put all this shit together under one and you probably already have it.
I know.
This is true.
That's
True.
true. No,
Okay.
there's like specific like library sciences or something.
Okay.
Anyways.
Interesting.
Beast Boy,
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yes.
My boy.
We get on such tangents, you guys.
It's fine.
Yep.
Cyborg.
The people are here for us.
I'm like, that's us. What people? There's like
There's no
nobody like
people.
this.
Hey,
We
just
the people. Are
just
here.
in case they start listening, they're here for us.
Cyborg.
Oh, good lord.
That's a hard one.
I'd say
I want to
Ravenclaw.
say the
Ravenclaw.
Ravenclaw. Because he's so fucking smart.
He is smart as
really
hell
smart.
with technology. I mean, he has to be, but
He's really smart.
When he has to be, that's a pretty like.
he's
important trait.
he's half robot, mostly robot now, so he has to know how to work himself.
But
Yeah.
also
did.
his car.
He built his own car. That's very true.
And
And everything he built Titan's Tower. Everything in there, he did.
Yes.
That was all him.
I mean,
Yes.
it's basically an extension of him. To a
True, because he can
certain point.
connect. He can connect with the whole mansion.
Yeah.
And I think it says a lot too, because when they fight the High Five, they each have their own one that's like the antithesis
his
to them.
is the little
And
genius
his is
kid.
Gizmo,
I
which
love
is the little
Gizmo.
genius kid who is pure chaos. And I think that that's something like about Cyborg is he's very much like, as much as he's the fun goofball, he's also very much about order and
Very
things having a
organized
place. He's
in
very
his
organized.
And he would be the leader if it wasn't for Robin.
He probably would
If
be.
it wasn't
If it
for
wasn't for Robin.
Robin's Slytherin, did we say Slytherin? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it wasn't for Robin being a Slytherin,
He would definitely be the leader.
Cyborg
And
would be
it
the
comes
leader.
along too with him being the oldest.
He is the oldest. He's also smart enough to know though that Robin is a better leader than
That's
Oh, yeah,
what I was
that's
gonna
very true.
say.
He
That's what I
also
was gonna
knows.
say. He knows that
Robin
for
has that training.
this group, Robin is a better leader.
Because
per
that's how
se.
Batman trained him. Cyborg went from being a football star in high school, getting in an accident, becoming mostly robot, to joining them. So he doesn't really have the training. I mean, he was the captain of the football team, which still has the leadership that he has to have. But, that's not going to compare to Batman training on how to be a leader, but also how to do what you need to do.
Yeah, to get shit done.
Exactly.
Which I think kind of lends itself to the Ravenclaw aspect because he knows when it's appropriate to step back and let
Or
somebody
to
else
step
lead.
in.
Or to step
step
in.
in
To step
when
back,
he
let him
has
do it, but when
to.
he's being a dumbass, just be like, hold up.
Yes.
True. Because
Very good point.
that's actually a good point because they
Hermione.
also. Oh, naturally, Hermione made the good points.
Of course.
Except we're listening to her unlike anybody else.
Lord.
Thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome.
So yeah, Ravenclaw.
Yeah, because the only other thing is because he also butts head with Robin a lot, especially on
I mean, Slytherins and Ravenclaws,
bump heads.
even though we get along pretty well, when we bump heads,
Egos get in the way.
It's like this. It's like a sibling rivalry almost. Like they're very similar, but
True.
Literally
All of us.
all of us except Fred are either Slytherin or Ravenclaws.
this is true.
And
And as
then-
you can hear, we argue
Fred
a lot.
is
We
our
argue a
resident,
lot.
just Hogwarts everything.
True.
Yeah, but y'all know I'm mostly Gryffindor.
But Canon,
Also
Mostly.
true.
Canon
Yeah.
Gryffindor.
Canon Gryffindor.
She's our token Gryffindor.
Yeah, because then if you look at the second episode, is it the first or second episode where him and I think it's the first episode actually where Cyborg leaves the team.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Robin's
So
being a
interesting
dumbass.
thing, that
Yeah.
was the first episode published. That was not the first episode
Written,
written, and
Yeah.
it was released like before the other ones, which was dumb because you have to like get to love a character before you care that they're fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they
the
just started
poorly
off
thought
fighting.
decision. But it says a lot about the show and the creators and the characters themselves too, that people gave it a chance past that and still fell in love with these characters, because that first introduction was not the best it could have been.
True, because it wasn't. I know they did the pilot in like what, the third or fourth season is when they finally did the pilot episode. If they had started off with that, it would have been insane.
Yeah. Okay.
But absolutely, I think I gotta go Ravenclaw.
Yeah. So next is Slade. Who is...
Tell me about Slade.
Slade is
Deathstroke.
He is Deathstroke. He is fun story. He is the character that Deadpool is based off of.
Yes.
Vaguely and mockingly.
Well, they have their names sound the same and are both alliterations.
And they're both mercenaries.
No, it's not, because he's Slade Wilson. He's Wade Wilson. Sorry. Yes. So it's Slade Wilson. They created Wade Wilson. He has a slight healing factor. Deadpool got a better one.
Yeah. Well, because Deadpool is more of a like, it was almost like a mocking parody type deal, where
because he's super serious.
Because Slade is very serious. He's a very serious character. He's a villain, and a very serious villain. And Wade Wilson is not
At all.
No, he's not.
You want to
The
know how
antithesis.
bad of a dude Slade was? He gave Robin such a level of PTSD. And I honestly, as an adult watching the episode, is probably my favorite episode of Teen Titans. Robin spends an entire episode fighting a ghost of Slade. Slade has died at this point. Robin finds a box that has Slade's mask in it, and then is literally having wild ass hallucinations.
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Favorite episode, because he's having literal wild hallucinations, fighting him, physically fighting him, and hurting himself, based off just the memory of Slade.
Yeah. He's a very
So what
intimidating
does that
dude,
make
and
him?
Marvel just kind of stole it, and it was great. Also, side note, just because that's what we're talking about anyway, Deadpool is canonically a Hufflepuff, and I love him.
Yes.
Oh
yes, he
yeah,
is.
of course he is.
Yes, he is, and I love
Like
it.
they cannot, and it's so great. There's like even like one of the comics, I don't remember, but one of the comics, or maybe it was like a side comic or something someone drew, but whatever. One of the creators or the people who draw him put out, and he was like waiting for the 6th book in line.
Oh, that's right.
And someone driving by like called out like Dumbledore dies, and he like kills the guy.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he's a Hufflepuff!
Great.
Which I loved.
Fucking great.
And he fucking embraces that shit too.
Oh, absolutely.
He, really
He does.
It's amazing. Anyways, so back to Slade. Sorry, that was just a side tangent I had to throw out there.
So Slade is the pretty much overarching and antagonist for Robin throughout like the first 3 seasons of the show.
Yeah.
He dies at the end of the 2nd season, but then comes back in the 3rd season.
Yes.
As it goes.
Brought back. No, he gets
But
brought.
his PTSD.
He gets no. He gets brought back to life by like
Oh,
not like life,
fuck.
but like he gets brought back by Raven's dad, who uses him as a messenger to pass along to her, "Hey, I'm coming, better get ready to become a portal for me."
Oh yeah.
And then he has flame powers, but then he's a skeleton. He's like not alive, but he's alive.
Yeah.
Being controlled by Trigon to get his needs done.
Yeah. And as much as I hate to put villains in Slytherin,
He's a Slytherin.
definitely Slytherin.
He's a Slytherin
Yeah,
because
okay.
he is smart as hell.
He's really smart. He's
He
really
plans
manipulative.
Everything. So
Yeah, he's very manipulative.
he used his manipulation on Terra, another person we'll get to basically take down the Titans so that he can take over the city. Don't know why his only ambition here is to take over Jump City. Most of it just seems to be able to try to get Robin on his side and teach Robin a lesson. I honestly had a fan theory when I was younger that he was just Batman trying to get Robin to be better, because literally everything Slade does is just like, you're not good enough yet, Robin. Face this first and then come talk to me. And it's great. But he does this such a master class at manipulation on Robin.
That does sound like something Batman would do.
That's exactly why I was like, I
kinda
can see
does.
Batman dress, because Robin does it. Like Robin dresses up as Red X just to get closer to Slade, literally fighting and hurting his friends because he knows all their weaknesses, obviously, just to get his point done. You think Batman wouldn't be like, okay, Robin left the nest. Let me go make sure he actually knows what he's doing out here. And doing that, 100%. But then I found out Slade was an actual character because I didn't know anything about comics when I was that age, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But
no, but yeah, he's. I mean,
Love Slade.
that whole thing when Robin is pretending to be his apprentice or whatever, he knew the whole time, didn't he? I want to say I remember that being a plot point that he was aware and was letting Robin.
Yeah, so when Robin was trying to steal the chips and stuff for him, he absolutely knew it was Robin the entire fucking time. But he was just like, I'm gonna let this keep going because I need these chips. I need to build this satellite.
He let it play out. He's so. I say Slytherin.
And it's I love talking about Slade because
He's just sneaky.
and he's smart and he knows when to use other people to get his
way.
The very first time we meet Slade is when the High Five attack him. Not attack him, and he uses the High Five to attack the Titans to take them down as a test. Knowing they weren't going to win, he just wanted to get a message across of, hi, my name is Slade. So literally the whole point of sending them against the Titans was, yeah, I just needed to know who I was and let them know my name so they can literally, what's the word for it? Obsess over who the hell is Slade for the rest of the season. And then he manipulated the literally embodiment of lightning and thunder. The brothers, Thunder and Lightning, to do the same thing to Robin.
Oh, I loved that episode. That was so good.
Great. He is probably my favorite. This Slade is probably my favorite iteration of Deathstroke. It's great. So he's a Slytherin. Hardcore.
Definitely.
Hardcore Slytherin. All right.
Next is Blackfire.
I'll let you handle that one.
Blackfire is Starfire's older sister,
Love her.
who framed her for a lot of things and tried to send her to jail. And then also tried to marry her off to Slurg. Was it Slurg? Was that the guy's name?
Gurgle Skletch.
That's what it was.
Is his name?
Ew.
That guy.
It's literally a giant booger monster.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why do you know how to say that?
Oh, because I watched Teen Titans way too much, and he was like the favorite.
Say it again.
They
Gurgle Skletch.
they enunciated a lot.
Oh, yeah, they literally say his name like multiple times in that episode, and she actually puts emphasis on the breath out when you're done. It's not just Gurgle Skletch, it's Gurgle Skletch. And I'm like, what the fuck, Blackfire?
That sounds like something I would have obsessively repeated to myself.
I think it's exactly what I did.
Oh, we definitely did the same thing as
exactly
kids.
what I did. Because it's just so much fun to say.
All right.
I didn't remember it, and the second you said it, I was like, "That's right."
But I love that episode too because we get to see Robin jealous for the first time. Because when she first of all, she gets a message from her planet. Oh, by the way, you're a princess. Titans didn't know that, but she did, and it's time for you to get married. Robin's like, everybody else is like, you're a princess? Robin's just like, you're getting married? And when they first get to her planet, the guy that announces Gurgle Sledge is like this super fit, flowing ass hair with a sash on, just floating around the room, and Robin is just like, pissed.
You just said flowing ass hair, and I'm like, that doesn't sound very appealing.
I'm sorry, I love that. That was funny. But yeah, so Blackfire. Okay, so I'm gonna let you take Blackfire because I'm just gonna talk a bunch of shit I shouldn't be talking about with my wife. Blackfire was my first like animated crush. And I'm just gonna let you handle Blackfire.
I like how he said first animated crush because there were more.
Oh, there were absolutely more.
Oh yeah.
There were 100% more later on.
If you didn't have crushes on cartoon characters, you would not watch enough cartoons.
True.
Zuko, anybody?
Oh my god.
Zuko was definitely one of
and
them.
Sokka and Suki.
All right,
Oh my god.
let's just not even get started on that.
Suki, well, yeah, because I was young enough to actually be able to have crushes on those people back in the day. It's a little weird now.
Did you say young enough?
Well, yeah, I was like,
Well,
they're
they're
like
now they're like
teenagers.
15.
they're like 15.
In my brain, when I'm like the age of the characters, as I get older, they age with me.
True.
Same.
So I kind of it's weird when people point out that they're teenagers because like in my brain, I'm like, no, they got older. Like look at Korra, they got older. They're adults now.
Look at Korra. 60 years have passed.
Yeah, time passes.
Okay.
Well,
he
Blackfire was 18. She was a grown adult.
She was. This is true.
Okay.
Did they even know that these two are married?
They do now.
Oh, yeah.
Luna married Hermione, canonical. It's canon now.
The ship has sailed.
Luna and Hermione got married.
Canon.
It's canon now.
Oh, I love it. Okay, anyways, Blackfire.
She was
Slytherin?
a manipulative little shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
Slytherin.
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 Like, she literally showed
That
up.
was easy.
She showed up, took control of the Titans. They were all, like, in love with this chick. And Starfire was like, I'm trying to tell y'all, my sister's not as great as you think. Turns out she robbed, like, this precious-ass diamond and blamed it on Starfire.
Yeah.
She like assumed Starfire
Yeah.
position
Her
in
life.
the Titans. Yeah.
She stole her clothes, like everything.
Dude. Did she
took
keep
him to
her
the
hair
club?
too, or no?
No, she kept her hair.
She kept her hair.
But I want to know what
Changed
club
everything
these 15-year-olds were going to, because she took them to, like, a rave.
It was one of those like crazy like underage clubs that are always in TV shows and movies, like in Buffy, where they had the club for like teenagers. I was like, I have never heard of this in real life.
There was
They
one
went to Tijuana.
when I lived out east. They had one of those.
They have some here too. I forget what they're called, but I remember when I was like in high school, there'd be like flyers all over the place. It was like, 16 and up, or whatever.
Yeah.
I was not cool in school. I did not go to any of these places.
I just talked to people and people
just-
talked about them.
I just went to a different country.
That's also fair. That's also
I
fair.
just went to a different country.
Okay. Anyways,
We can do that here.
next up,
Yep.
Tara.
Oh, it's such a tragedy.
Tara was a lot of things.
I don't know who abused her. I don't know who hurt her. But she was torn. She was the Earthbender of the Teen Titans universe.
She was.
Are we gonna have another traumatized Gryffindor on our hands?
I feel like
Actually, I think so. So here's the thing with Tara. She showed up just like Blackfire. She has a tattered past that we don't really get to hear much about. We just know that she did some shit in the past that she regrets. Doesn't think the Teen Titans should trust her. Raven also, sadly, does not think they should trust her. Beast Boy falls head over heels in love with this lady, and they give her a room at Titan's Tower. And then Slade comes along and fucks everything up for us. He manipulates her into taking control of the Titans by attacking all of them, nearly killing all of them.
Oh shit.
But then she gets a redemption arc by killing Slade.
Oh, so she's the one that ultimately.
Yeah,
killed him
she's
over.
the one
she
that
threw him
ultimately-
into a vat of lava that she created of her own self.
Yeah.
And then-
Self-sacrificing at the same time.
And then
She
she
also went down in the vat of lava.
Yep, but then somehow didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. That was real interesting.
Last episode of Teen Titans pissed me off.
It was a lot.
Because then
Sad.
they left like a memoriam. They left a little memoriam where she when she killed Slade, she covered herself in stone. Like she became a statue. They put like a little sign like Tara, friend, Titan, something like that, right? Last episode of Teen Titans, they go back. This is like a few seasons later. They go back. Her statue's
there.
gone. Beast Boy sees a girl who looks a lot like Tara at a public high school. Decides to chase her down and try to get her to remember who she is. She acts like she doesn't remember, but then in the end, I guess she does.
It's implied.
It's implied that she remembers, but she wants to live a normal life because she's had a really fucked up past now. Like, even worse than it was when she met the Titans the first time. And then that's how we end it. The Titans are all fighting some transforming monster thing while Beast Boy's chasing her down. And then he runs off into a light hallway after, being implied that she remembers who she is, and then that's the end of Teen Titans. But she is...
Definitely did not finish watching this show.
Oh, I did. I loved
I'm
it.
definitely gonna go back and rewatch this show.
It's so good.
Same.
Or watch.
Fair. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
she's
in any
very
case,
brash.
She's very brash.
Very headstrong. She's a victim of her past.
Yes.
She has a dark past, and she lets it show. But she is definitely I'm going to attack this problem head on, no matter what.
I feel like, and this is a broad overgeneralization, this is not everybody at all, but I feel like two kind of common personalities for kids who have been abused are people who kind of go inward and people who go outwards. I feel like she went outwards.
She did. Absolutely.
And that's to her detriment, because in the first episode she didn't have anything wrong. She wasn't really like trying to do anything bad. She just was honest and wanting to be their friend, but she came about it in such a way that it made Raven really nervous and not like it, and it ended up backfiring on her.
Because I think at that point she still had a dark past, but she didn't really like. It showed, but she never said what it was.
Well, the problem was that she couldn't control her powers all the way.
That's what it was.
She couldn't 100% control her powers, but if she had just come to them and be like, I want to be a Titan, I'm still learning.
Help me.
They would have helped her.
Yeah.
But she was too proud and stubborn and too brash and wanting to just be a full part of the team and not wanting them to see her as lesser. That she refused.
She honestly reminds me a lot of Harry on that end, because he just wants to show everybody that he belongs because he doesn't think he does.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Gryffindor.
I gotta go Gryffindor. Yeah.
Besides Gryffindor, it is.
There's a lot of those.
All right, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. The only other black character on this show.
Seven.
Bumblebee became one of Cyborg's girlfriends.
Did he have more than one?
He also dated Jinx when he was part of the Hive.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. They were
Where he
really
actually
sweet.
Yeah, I liked them. So we meet Bumblebee when Cyborg goes undercover at the Hive, which is a school for villain children.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can I go there?
You would.
Already did.
Thank you.
So he meets Bumblebee there, who is also apparently undercover, trying to hunt down Brother Blood, who is the leader of the Hive.
Who's the Queen Bee?
Hat.
So Bumblebee, actually pretty clever too in how she does things, because she was undercover for a long time before Cyborg came along and got mad at him for almost blowing her cover when he got there.
I was gonna say Ravenclaw for her.
I can definitely see Ravenclaw, because she also found Cyborg's schematics and blueprints for himself.
Yeah.
And then he spent the rest of the time trying to get those back from her.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, why do you have my blueprints? Those are private. Because it's him. Of course they're private. And she found them, stole them, kept them as leverage until the other end of the episode where he finally got them back.
Yeah. Either Ravenclaw or Slytherin, I'd say.
I can see Slytherin. She's also
That blackmail thing's definitely Slitherish.
and then she also was manipulating Brother Blood, because she was like one of his most trusted students at that school.
Yeah.
And she was just like, I'm undercover to take this dude down,
Yeah,
but he doesn't know that.
you've said is pointing towards Slytherin.
I think it's Slytherin.
Yeah. Okay.
She's also a great
Slytherin.
character. She's only in a few, and then I think she becomes one of the leaders of Titans East when that becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I like it. Slytherin!
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
All right, next up is Trigon.
So what would you guys class Satan? what house would you put Satan in?
For anyone who forgets, this is
Genuinely considering this question.
Yeah, I figured one of you would.
for anyone who forgets, this is Raven's father, the giant horned, four-eyed monster that
With
haunts her
hooves.
dreams.
So Satan.
He's Satan. He is literally. Okay, here's the thing. He's such a problem in the universe that the second Raven says Trigon, everyone in the room knows who he is, except for I think maybe Beast Boy.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Starfire knew who he was. Cyborg knew who he was.
Robin.
knew who he was. And he's supposed to be like some other dimensional monstrous being that we come to find out is Raven's papa.
Yeah.
Hello, Daddy.
Daddy.
So and so what's funny is whenever we see Raven go like pissed off angry mode, she gets the four eyes, right?
Yeah.
That's a daddy thing, because daddy has four eyes, just like Raven does when she's pissed.
Yeah.
So Trigon got taken down by Raven and her whole clan, right? Got put into the gym, in some canons, got put into the gym that is in her head.
Yes.
And I think it's in the Teen Titans versus Justice League movie. That's how they take him down. They put him inside the gym. Gym goes in her head so she can keep control of him. He's trapped in another dimension in the Teen Titans. Only able to come back if he uses Raven to become a portal for him to come and take over the Earth. That's his whole goal. He is able to manipulate Slade into helping him by promising him his life back and power, I guess, to be able to, I need you to just bring Raven here at this point so she can do what she needs to do to bring me back. Honestly, masterclass villain overarching villain of the whole series, not the whole series, of season 3. We never even get to meet the guy until like the last 3 episodes. But yeah, he's still just an overwhelming force.
Slytherin?
Probably.
How does he go about it?
From the shadows.
From the
Yeah,
shadow.
from the
He doesn't
shadows.
really have a choice, but it is very much
But the
manipulating
fact
people.
that he does do it and
Yeah.
manages to come back.
Because he sent Slade. Slade was dead. He brought Slade back from the dead to send a message to Raven on her birthday, mind you. It's her birthday, so that means she knows in about a year's time, Daddy's coming home. And Slade's like, I have a message for you. Burns it into her skin so that she doesn't forget the message. And shows her the future that her daddy is planning on bringing to the earth, all at the same time.
Yeah, Slytherin.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to defend against that.
Yes.
Breathe a little faster.
Yeah.
This dude is evil. He manipulated. He turned. So I'm going Young Justice. Not Young Justice. I'm going Teen Titans versus Justice League canonish here for how this happened. He turned himself into like a human-looking being. Basically, Raven's mom was like part of a giant like culty clan of like super spiritual beings, right? They wanted to summon a powerful monster to fight for them. Guess who they got? Trigon. And she got to be the one to sleep with Trigon, who then gave her Raven.
And that's a common backstory for Raven.
Yeah,
that's through a couple of versions, up to including Titans, which is the live action,
Yep.
which is
Which I do
dumb.
not recognize.
Which I do not recognize, no.
Which is, I shouldn't say it's dumb. It's good for what it is, but it's just not good for the
It's not their
characters at all.
characters.
Like,
It's not
they're
the
not
characters.
even teens.
No,
They're not.
Starfire and Robin aren't teens so that they can fuck.
Yep.
It's true.
That's
Like,
basically the reason.
And they're not teens.
They're not. Well, that's why it's not called Teen Titans, it's just called Titans.
called Titans.
They tried to make it too
Right, but-
serious.
They took it away. I'm sorry, Robin coming around shooting people, saying "fuck Batman" out of the darkness of the corner he was in. I'm like, I can't. That's not the Robin I know.
And the thing
That's
is, I
not the
can't take
Dick
it
Grayson that I
seriously.
know. I can't take it seriously because it's not the
Yeah.
characters.
And the problem is they try to make it like more adult and dramatic by making it more serious or whatever. But
That's
they
not
don't
how it
understand that these are comic book characters. Like comic is in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have to have a little levity to them because otherwise they're just murderers.
Which is basically how they were.
They
Yeah.
have to have like some sort of righteous
Something.
background, you know?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they have to have a line that they're not willing to cross. And maybe it's not killing people because like there have been superheroes that kill. They exist.
Marvel.
All of Marvel.
I mean, Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel is like the lightest group of superheroes,
But
and
they won't murder anyone.
kill so many.
Everyone dies.
Yep.
And
But
there's so much destruction and shit.
yeah. But my point is, it's not necessarily like because Batman is considered one of the darkest DC villains, and he doesn't kill. And there are
Refuses to kill.
there are DC villains that do.
Oh, there are definitely
DC heroes.
yeah.
Sorry.
I know what you mean.
Like who?
Wonder Woman doesn't mind cutting
Wonder
somebody's head off.
Wonder Woman has killed people.
Nice.
She uses a fucking sword.
I think Superman has too.
He has, but he tries not to.
He tries not to, but he has.
But to be fair, the villains he fights are like blow up the Earth level powered
Yeah.
villains, so he kind of has to kill them.
You could say the same thing about Batman. Joker's definitely blow up the Earth.
At least the
fucking
city, but I'm
crazy.
talking like Superman has to fight
Aliens.
Darkseid. Superman has to fight Apocalypse. Like, not Apocalypse, what's his name? Is it Apocalypse? Darkseid lives on Apocalypse. There's a character, Doomsday. He has to fight Doomsday.
There's a difference in scale, but I feel like because there's a reason that the even in a lot of the universes, the Teen Titans and Young Justice and whatever the younger kids basically are allowed to help Superman fighting these people, but they are not allowed in Gotham or anywhere near Gotham or anywhere near the Joker.
Oh yeah, because Joker would murder all of them. Joker
Oh, yeah.
Joker manipulated Superman into killing his own wife and
Yeah.
unborn child.
Joker's fucked up. Anyways,
Joker deserves to die.
this is all besides the point. The point is,
Yeah, like he should have been
Trigon
dead a long time ago.
Slytherin.
Trigon, and you. If you think Joker's bad, just look at Trigon.
Trigon
I
is
know.
Slytherin.
They should have killed him too.
That's a
And
pretty good comparison then.
yeah.
I understand that.
Trigon is literally the devil.
He is evil.
In Teen Titans versus Justice League, when Raven
Okay,
actually.
this isn't Teen Titans versus Justice League.
Yes, but I'm making a point here. When they find out who Raven's dad is, Beast Boy lovingly, jokingly is like, "Your mom did Satan," literally out of his mouth. And I'm just like, well, someone had to say it. It has to be Beast Boy, and it's not inaccurate. He's literally just the devil of the universe.
He pretty much is.
He looks like him too. Big red horns, hooves for feet.
So Slytherin.
But does it
Next
have very
up.
likes?
It was, but I loved it anyway.
I meant to Raven's.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like watching the show as a kid. Watching
That's
Satan.
why? I just.
But he that's not at all what I thought you meant.
Okay,
But
but
yeah.
again, 3 females understood that reaction.
Yeah.
1 male didn't, so that again makes sense.
Didn't catch that at all. But then yeah, he turned himself into a human. Like he transformed himself into a human. So
In
it
that
wasn't-
version.
Well, yeah. And not maybe all of them. Well, in the comic version too. In the comic version, he looks like them.
He looks humanoid.
He looks humanoid. He's just not 100 and something feet tall.
Yeah, fair.
Huh?
Like the gods.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. He.
Okay.
Yeah.
In any
Zeus.
case, Trigon is a Slytherin.
Oh,
Moving on.
100%.
He Zeused himself.
He pulled the Zeus and made a very powerful child like Zeus.
Next up
Yep.
is Control Freak.
Yeah.
Hi. Just kidding.
So for those who don't forget, last but never least, Control Freak is
Beast Boy's recurring
Beast
villain.
Boy's recurring villain. He controlled the TV. He is the villain, the recurring villain that isn't necessarily an overarching villain that we chose mostly because he is a favorite of.
He's my favorite villain in the outside of Slade. Because think about this, you know, like, it's that character that everybody's like, you watch too much TV, right? Then here comes a villain that literally just throws you inside of a TV and you have to get out by knowing what TV does and how it works.
Yeah.
Right? But he does this multiple times. And there's an episode where Raven's fear almost kills all the Titans because she watched a horror film, but she refused to say she was scared. And then, like, her
I
powers were...
think I remember that one.
It was a horror episode.
It was crazy.
It was so bad. They thought Control Freak was behind it because of how much he has done to them with movies and shit. Because they went to fight him at a movie like a...
But it
like
was just Raven.
It was just
it was just Raven's...
imagination.
It was
Yeah.
her power, her
Her
fear
subconscious.
Yeah.
coming out and her powers being used by her powers.
Yeah.
Which, dark place, Raven's mind. I don't think I want to fight a monster that scares her.
Yeah. So Control Freak himself is very
He's smarter than people. He's a goofball and he's dumb, but he is smart. He basically invents technology that sends the Titans into the TV universe.
I'd honestly say Ravenclaw.
I think he's a Ravenclaw. He's just well, to be fair, if you want to think about it, Ravenclaws freaking love. I always forget his name. God damn it.
Xenophilius?
No. Loves his own face guy.
Lockhart?
Lockhart
Love his own face.
was a Ravenclaw.
He was.
Yeah.
But also, Control Freak reminds me of, like, you know, the stereotype of the closet nerd who lives in his mom's basement.
Oh, he's definitely that. He's big, fat, freckled, not great looking.
Yeah, that's
that
like
stereotype.
it's that stereotype, which is a dumb stereotype, but that's the stereotype,
True.
and that's what he is.
And that's
And it's they're very much like very knowledgeable in their spheres and in
And
their
he-
realms.
yes.
And so yeah, he strikes me as a Ravenclaw.
And he even fights the Titans East because they're watching the Teen Titans normal house while they're off doing something. And then he has them doing a bunch of shit around town before the whole city basically blows up. And I'm like, this dude's smart. He's a jackass, but he's very smart in his field. With his technology and how he uses it and he knows who he's fighting. He learned their weaknesses, if he was facing anybody that wasn't the Titans East, he would have won. Because he based the fights off of the regular Teen Titans and their weaknesses. And he probably would have beat them if it wasn't other people.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go Ravenclaw.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a smart dude. He's just a dumbass.
All right. And that is our list for Teen Titans.
Woo!
So to recap, we
we go.
have Gryffindor is Starfire, Tara, and that's it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Hufflepuff is Beast Boy, and that's it.
Teen Titans is a lot of Slytherins.
Yeah.
It really is. Ravenclaw is Raven, Cyborg, and Control Freak.
Yep.
And Slytherin, we have Robin, Slade, Blackfire, Bumblebee, and Trigon.
Okay.
I happily accept that list.
That's not a bad list.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
That was fun.
So yeah, that's what we got for this time, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Glad to have you back. Next
Next
time, we will be talking about The Lion King.
Back to Disney. A little more lighthearted, but
Thanks as always for shining in. This is Ron,
Peeves.
Fred.
Hermione.
and Luna. Catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.